Hi, welcome. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, here joining you today from, whoops, did that work? I think that's working. Just joining you today, I'm just going to keep talking. I think it says that's going to work. Joining you today from Cromwell. I would love to know if you are here live on this call or if you are watching for a replay. I think this is working. Well, we'll soon find out or not, won't we? So, thank you for joining me. Today we are talking about, are you fully aware? And are you truly aware? So when we talk about this, I just would like to let you know, if you think I'm going to talk about the pandemic or the vaccinations or the government or anything today on today's video, I would love you to stop watching right now, because I'm not. I'm actually going to talk about bigger picture awareness. So if you think you're coming on here for me to talk about that stuff, just stop watching now. Do yourself a favor, jump off and do something else. When I say I'm talking about the bigger picture, I'm talking about being in the past, the present, and the future. And that's what I'm talking about if you're truly aware. Now, there's being aware, and then there's being aware. So there's two levels of awareness, and either is perfect for you. This is about awareness that is going on for you personally, experiencing in this time of your life. I'm not talking about the awareness of back in the day, because I know back we say, oh, remember when things have happened in the past, and you've thought to yourself, gosh, if only I knew what I know now back then. Everyone has experienced that one or more times in their life. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about whether you're aware or whether you're aware with lights on and bells and whistles, whatever it is. Everyone evolves from our experiences in life. And, well, if you open your eyes, you can see it. So that's the level that we're talking about right here, right now. So awareness comes from being present. Comes from being present and grounded. And in fact, I said this yesterday to somebody. I said, oh, sitting with one, which is not my type of saying, but it's just sitting with one, whatever you like to call it, grounded, being present. What is happening right here, right now? That is your awareness. There are constant signs that appear in front of you. And if you're not present, you may miss them. And that's okay too. If you're not present, you may miss certain stuff. And they fly past you. You know what I'm talking about. And it's okay that if they fly past you, because they're going to spin around and they're going to come back again. And they're going to come back with a different experience. So that experience may be different the first time or the second time or the third time or even the fourth. I don't know how many times sometimes you need to have experiences to wake yourself up, but they do come back differently each time, and they up level to open your eyes wider until you go, oh, how did I miss that? And some people call them red flags. How did I miss that red flag? Well, you're living in your bubble. You were dealing with this. There was so much going on, whatever it is. And that's about you being present. So when you see these experiences happen, the more present you are with what is going on and being aware, that's when you can see the bigger picture. So once you're aware, and only once you're aware, so step one's aware. When you are fully aware, you must find gratitude. So step two is gratitude. You must be grateful for this experience, whatever this experience is. And when I talk about this experience, you can say it's the value to you of whatever has happened to you. I'm going to give you some examples soon. You can say the benefit to you. You can say how it's up-leveled my life, how it's enhanced my world. Whatever you do to find gratitude, but you must find gratitude for this experience. When you find gratitude, I'm not just talking about one or two benefits or one or two values to you or one or two. I'm talking as many as you can until you feel the shift in your heart. I'm not talking about the shift in your head, because the shift in your head is always going to be different to the shift in your heart, because you've got to break past that to get to that. Once you have that shift in your heart of the situation, you'll know when to stop. And that's really important, because not only are you being aware, when you get gratitude, you are going to have such a bigger awareness of that first step. And this is what it is. It's just building up to these levels that we've got. So once you've found true gratitude and you know when to stop, step 3 is strategize. And when I say strategize, you must strategize for the bigger picture. You can't skip a step or swap a step around, because you're going to get a blah result. So strategize is another way of saying you're going to build on an action plan. I'm sure you know that, but just in case you're having a moment, strategize means you're going to build an action plan for what's happening. Whatever you're dealing with, once you see, you're aware, once you see, then see the gratitude, you can move easier into strategy, because your emotions won't be this roller coaster, up, high, whatever it is. They'll be coming from a more poised and present state. And when I say that, it's coming from the heart, because you've gone from the head, you've gone from awareness into the head, you've gone from gratitude into your heart, and that's where the greatest results are going to come for you. So, let me give you an example of some crazy stuff when you're aware. So, for an example, I had a breakout of spots, and this breakout of spots happened maybe 4 or 5 months. I ignored it. I saw it, I thought it would go away, and it got worse. Okay, and so even thinking that, I think, when I went into strategy mode and looked at the bigger picture, and I went, oh my God, this has been going for 4 or 5 months before I dealt with it, which is really interesting to me, because I'm like, let's just get this done, let's get this done. And I was like, oh, it's just going to go away, whatever, it's going to happen. Once I realized that, I became aware. Okay? When I became aware, I then went, oh, this makes so much bigger picture for me. Then I found gratitude in the situation. I became grateful for the spots. And I say they're spots because they're little bubbly things. So we'll say they're spots. I became gratitude. And one of the beautiful things is actually right now with the pandemic, I will mention this about the pandemic, is wearing a mask is fantastic. Hides that stuff. Hides that stuff. So it's a perfect way to hide. So once I had awareness and gratitude, I then went into strategize mode. And strategize mode just opened up an even bigger picture, because when I got into that gratitude, I got into my heart. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't angry. I wasn't wild. I started looking into the strategize. So in the strategy part, I said I was looking at my mouth. So basically what goes in and out. And when I talk about what goes in and out, I'm looking at the food, the words that I'm saying, whatever's drinking, anything that comes in my mouth and out my mouth, I'm looking at the bigger picture of that. I'm looking at my surroundings. I'm looking at the people I'm around. I'm looking at the environment. Beautiful environment here on this lovely sunny day. It's a little bit hot on my neck. I'm probably going to get a suntan here. The flowers. I'm looking at my environment. I'm looking at the bigger picture here as when I'm sitting in strategy mode. I'm looking at my influences, and when I talk about my influences, it's not just the immediately people I have around me, because there's definitely those I'm listening to and I'm taking in their energy, but also the things I'm listening to, as in the podcasts, the social media, the TV, the people around, the strangers in the street, my clients. I'm looking at the influences that have an impact in my world. Even a stranger has an impact in my world, so don't dismiss those ones. I'm looking at the bigger picture of this. Once I have that bigger picture, only once I have that bigger picture, I can make a final plan. And look, the truth is, I actually know what I've got to do. I know what I've got to do about these spots, and I'm holding off, and I just, I know I've got to do a full body cleanse, and anyway, that's another thing. I know what I've got to do, but I'm just holding off a little bit longer to see how long I can milk this out for. Clearly not really milk it out. So that's the 3 steps: awareness, gratitude, and strategy. And the 4th step is actually the final one. And the 4th step is where you become mind blown. And when I say mind blown, that's the final step. This is where I laugh at the transition of how long it's taken me to look and figure this out. Or it's where I discover the greater play that is happening around me, or you, whatever it is. This is where I see the incredible challenge and support I've gone through to get me to right here, right now. This is where I am me, and I'm sitting in the present, appreciative of life. And if you can do those 4 steps, this is going to make you aware and truly aware. And it's going to bring out a different you. Now, there's nothing wrong with the you right now, I can assure you of that. Maybe a few edges that could be a bit polished, but this is going to make you truly aware. So I'll repeat the 4 steps. And the 4 steps are awareness, which is about being in the present. Gratitude, which is about keep going till you feel that shift. Excuse me. Keep going till you feel that shift. Strategy. Strategy is just about unpacking it all, laying that big jigsaw puzzle out and then piecing it back together. And step 4 is the mind blown. And that's the laughter. That's the, oh my God, I can't believe I've sat here for so long, or I can't believe this has happened, or whatever it is. It's the bigger picture of, oh, of course this makes sense. Of course this makes sense. But there's just a couple of little things I'd like to say. Is with these 4 steps, you can't skip a step. You definitely can't skip a step, and you can't swap a step. So don't be desperate for the end mind-blown part. Don't be desperate for that. It will come when it's ready and when you're truly ready. Remember that bigger picture going on. So stick with it until you get to that realization. If you would love some help, message me with any emotion that you've got going on in your world right now. Just bear for 1 sec. Excuse me, that's because I just had a beautiful sandwich before I got on here. You can feel it sitting in the back of my throat. So message me with those questions you've got about your emotions. I'd like to thank you for being with me today and for allowing me to sit in the present with you, and for you to be present with whatever is going on in your world right now. And it's actually a really magical place to be when we open our eyes. So love who you are. You're on this journey. You're on this journey with me. Let's do this together. I want to thank you for the 2 people who have jumped on here. Vicky, hi. Yes, we've got a little bit of sunshine down here from where you are. Trust you're keeping safe. And for John on the other side of the world, thank you. Gratitude is absolutely the key. And thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you've got any questions, let me know. Other than that, this is a short one today. I will see you next week. Wonder where I'm going to be. Thank you from sunny Cromwell, Central Otago in the South Island, in my parents' beautiful garden. Thank you. Bye.